Welcome to Passport Acadiana as we continue our Women in Business series. I'm your host, Angie Ross, VP of Private Banking with B1 Bank. Today, I continue to shine a spotlight on remarkable local women who are shaping our business world. I have the pleasure today of interviewing Christa Billeaud, dealer principal and owner of Acadiana Mazda and the Acadiana Automotive Group, whom I've had the pleasure of knowing for over 20 years. This year, the Acadiana Automotive Group are celebrating being in business for 35 years beneath the big American flag across from the Lafayette Airport. Acadiana, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram was founded by Christa's parents, Adrian and Rita Vega, who I had the pleasure of meeting and getting to know in my early years of moving to Lafayette. Christa worked as a registered nurse before she took over the dealership when her parents passed away. Today, the dealership is still a family-run business led by Christa, her husband Chip, and her sons Andrew and Alex. Now that we have a little background, let's dive into some questions. What was the biggest challenge you faced when you took over the dealerships?
The biggest challenge probably was navigating grief and loss. Both my dad and my sister had died in 2012. And all of a sudden, we're owning these businesses. And what does that look like? Understanding the difference between governance and management, understanding how to work with my siblings and how to own something together. And so just navigating the emotion versus the good, rational decision making, that was difficult.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that hurts my heart because, knowing your parents too, would have been a struggle, I know for sure.
It was challenging.
Absolutely. If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice in those early years, what would it be?
If I would talk to my younger self, I'd say, your gut is right. Follow that.
Yes, sometimes you just don't have to sweat the small stuff. That's
that
how
too.
I think.
That too.
Many women find that their biggest challenge is the work-life balance. How do you think, you've coped with that over the years?
I don't think it's a one and done. I think that work-life balance is a constant changing and you have to work for it all the time. I think for me, it's been easier because it's always God first, family second, everything else after. But there have been times in my life that I have lost my purpose and values, right? You get distracted because you put something else on the front burner and you move something to the back burner. I don't believe that you can just say, oh, I have it. I think it's constantly evolving. And when you have tragedy in life or loss or major changes, I think you're constantly having to recalibrate. So I think for me, when people ask me that question, I always say, evaluate. Like every night, think about your day and reevaluate. And like, what did I do well? What is lacking? What is suffering? Do I feel like I'm failing in an area? And if so, why? And is it okay to let that go for now? Or is it something I need to refocus on because it's important? So if it's your husband and your family and it's really lacking, then that's important. You have to focus on that. If it's your faith, then that's important. You have to focus. If it's things that could be left behind, then maybe they need to be left behind. So,
can you share a particular rewarding moment in your career?
Like a rewarding moment? I've had so many, but in business, like since I've been in the dealerships, I think it's watching people grow and tapping people who maybe didn't see certain strengths to do certain jobs or be in certain roles they didn't think that maybe they could do, and then seeing them thrive. I love watching that. I love watching leaders come to life.
Come to life and mentoring people, I guess.
Yes.
Yes. What advice would you give to others who aspire to start their own business?
Well, I did not start this business. I feel sometimes more like I'm a steward. I don't necessarily see myself as an entrepreneur for sure. I would say that, but I feel like I'm a good business owner. So if someone wanted to start their own business, I would say learn everything that you can. Yes, you can't know everything about everything you're doing, but you should attempt to understand everybody's role and position, in my opinion. So I've tried to sit in everybody's seat and learn different roles within my organization. Nothing is too small for me. People see me doing things in work that are not my job. And I do that intentionally because A, I want to know what they're doing, but B, I want to be a role model. I want people to model that behavior of servant leadership. And I don't think that you can serve others if you don't have some type of empathetic view or lens of like what they're going through. So I would say try to learn as much as you can about, and then know your people. You have to get to know your people, because if you have a team of people working for you and you never talk to them or engage them or know what's going on in their lives, then you can assess their presence in your work poorly or inadequately. But if you know them and you can look at someone and say, oh, you don't look like yourself today. What's going on? Did you not sleep? Is the baby keeping you up? You know, I heard your mom was sick. Like, tell me about it. So I just think that having empathy and trying to understand what's going on with your people is about relationships. So get to know them, have a relationship.
As a woman, how have you approached the financial side? Do you think that you've ever been treated like an outsider or not taken seriously?
When I first started in the business, I would tell the guys, y'all handle the finances, I'll take care of the people. Because, you know, I was a nurse by education. I love taking care of people. I love communication and relationships and spending time with people. And so I thought, I don't need to know about the finances. Y'all handle that. But after about a year or two, I quickly realized that the finances are very important. And so I really started paying attention. We had a great CFO. He just retired, but who would spend time every month going over the financial statement with me line by line if I wanted, answering all my questions if I wanted. And so I feel like it's important to know the finances. Do I feel like an outsider? No, but it definitely has been interesting as a woman in this industry just to see things through a different lens. But I've never felt like I couldn't be part of the group if I wanted to.
Can you share any initiatives your business has been involved in the community?
So it started with my mom and dad years ago. They've always supported the organizations that were close to their heart, and we've tried to continue to do that. For me, the organizations, I think everybody has their own pet projects or organizations that are really meaningful to them. For me, Lourdes Foundation is important. I've been affiliated with Our Lady of Lourdes for a very long time, serving either on the board or trying to support the foundation because I love seeing the work they do, whether it's at St. Bernadette's Clinic or whether it's in Northside High School, providing care to children who are at that school so they have good access to medical care. That's important. We've also done a lot in terms of like just trying to appreciate teachers. And so we'll go out and cook for the local public schools, and we'll cook lunches. We also have done something just this year with our anniversary with FoodNet. And so that's been exciting to do something for FoodNet. So we have various organizations that we've partnered with through the years. Those are just a few that this year stand out.
Your business has achieved significant success. What would you attribute the success to?
It's always about the people, right? So you can have great products, but if you don't take care of the people and you don't have a good team, then you can't do anything. And so I believe that our success is all about our team. We have so many loyal employees that have been with us for many years, and people who just really care. And so it's the team. I love everybody there. My husband calls me Mother Goose because I walk around every day and try to spend time with everybody, or at least say hi and just make sure that people know, like, I see you, I'm here for you. And I try to leave them every day with, okay, what do you need from me today or tomorrow? What do you need to be successful? How can I help you? And so that's what I think.
Behind every successful entrepreneur is a great team, as you've just mentioned. What do you feel, what are the individuals, what makes them so special?
I think it's that they bring their individual gifts, right? Their time, their treasure, and their talents. I feel like it's a God-given call to share those things with the people around you. And that's what humanity is, right? We all come together to be in communion and to share our lives by building up one another and our community and everything for the glory of God. So for me, I just think it's their individual gifts and the beauty of that.
Looking ahead, what does the future hold? What are your goals and aspirations?
My goals are helping my children transition into ownership, being a successful second generation dealer that turns the business over to a third generation. My brothers have been so supporting of me and my husband and I's children in that. And so my husband and I really look forward to the day that they're doing all the heavy lifting and we get to just enjoy them and their grandchildren.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
What is your go-to movie or TV show that you're binge watching at the moment?
My husband and I love Hallmark. Okay. It's such a distress, and we just turn it on, and it's the same plot. Boy meets girl, they fall in love, they don't realize they're in love, they get in a fight, they make up, happily ever after, right? And so for us, after a hard day at work, we like to binge watch Hallmark.
And decompress, though.
And decompress.
Okay, tell us something that most people do not know about you.
There's so many things. I love to hunt. I love to hunt with my husband and my kids. I prefer deer hunting to duck hunting, but I'll do either. I don't like to fight mosquitoes or alligators for my ducks, so I'm a fair weather duck hunter. What else? I like to read. I do read a lot, and I'm a pretty good cook. But I don't like to cook anymore. I let my husband do all the cooking now. But I am a good cook.
I love that. What's your local spot to eat?
So I love supporting local restaurants. Right now, my two favorites, Charlie G's is where my husband proposed. So we love to go back there for special occasions. Yes. And Marcello's is really my favorite right now because it's close to my office. The food is amazing, and the service is always impeccable. So I now love Italian food.
Excellent. Thank you. What do you hope those watching take away from our conversation?
I always hope that I leave people with joy. I hope that I leave people, like my encounters are genuine, sincere, humble, refreshing. So if anybody takes any of that away, then our job here is done.
Wonderful. Well, Christa, thank you so much for taking the time to be interviewed on Women in Business for Passport Acadiana. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Stay tuned for more episodes and join us in celebrating amazing women. To those out there, thank you for watching. I'm Angie Ross, and I hope that you will join us next time.